AITA for yelling at my parents for financially supporting my sister? I want to be very clear from the start, I don't believe I'm entitled to my parents' money. I never have. In fact, I've gone out of my way to make sure I can support myself because I learned early on that I wouldn't be receiving the same kind of help my younger sister does. I'm 21, and my sister is 19. My parents are financially comfortable and have always been generous, not just with us, but with friends and extended family too. They'll buy people phones, computers, or help them out with money when needed. On paper, that sounds great. But in reality, that generosity has never been distributed evenly between their two daughters. Growing up, my sister was always the priority, financially and emotionally. If she complained about pain or discomfort, she was taken seriously and brought to the hospital. When I had similar issues, I was told it wasn't a big deal and to deal with it. That pattern followed us into adulthood. By the time I was 16, I was expected to be financially independent. I was required to get a job and pay for most of my own expenses. Now I'm in college studying engineering, which is extremely demanding. My parents do cover my rent near campus, and I'm grateful for that, but everything else is on me. Tuition, utilities, food, medication, textbooks, all of it is paid for with money I earn from a part-time job that I juggle alongside a brutal course load. My sister, on the other hand, has her entire education paid for. She was gifted an expensive computer setup with multiple monitors. She was given a car at 16. I was told well in advance that if I wanted a car, I'd need to buy it myself. What really hurts is that she actually wanted to get a job, but my parents wouldn't allow it. They said she should focus on school and enjoy her time. Meanwhile, I had no choice but to work starting at 16. Anytime I buy something fun with my own money, I get criticized. The most I've ever spent was around $500, and that wasn't even from my paycheck, it was scholarship money from an organization specifically meant to help students buy school equipment. I used it to buy a computer I needed. Still, I was judged for it. My sister receives a regular allowance. When she spends it too quickly, my parents just give her more. When we're home together, I'm expected to pay for her outings, food, activities, whatever she wants to do. I tried bringing this up once. My dad was upset with me for wanting to buy a $100 camera with my own money. I attempted to explain that the issue wasn't the camera, it was the constant double standard. Instead of addressing that, he bought the camera himself and shipped it to my apartment. Just like that, I was no longer allowed to be upset, because he'd solved the surface problem without acknowledging the real one. The breaking point came recently with my health. I was referred by my doctor to see a specialist as soon as possible. Something concerning had come up, and I was also experiencing noticeable hair loss. When I tried to make an appointment, I was told there was an issue with my insurance. Since my dad is the policyholder, I contacted him. Before doing so, I had already spent hours calling and emailing providers, trying to fix the issue on my own. There was nothing more I could do without him. He didn't act on it. Days passed. Then more days. Finally, he realized that the same insurance problem also affected my sister. When he told me, he laughed about it, like it was some kind of joke. That was it for me. I completely lost my temper. I yelled at both my parents and told them how hurt I was. I said it felt like they only truly cared about themselves and my sister, and that when it came to me, everything was delayed, minimized, or ignored. Their response shocked me. They said I was spoiled. They told me I shouldn't be paying attention to things like this. They brushed it off entirely. Since then, I've spent most of winter break alone in my room, replaying everything in my head. Part of me feels like I should apologize for yelling. I'm embarrassed that I lost control, especially because I know I live a privileged life compared to many people. They do pay my rent, and I'm aware that's a huge advantage. But another part of me feels deeply hurt and unseen. So now I'm questioning myself. AITA for yelling at them and accusing them of not caring about me as much as my sister?